Well, PCI Geomatics is the developer of software that people use for processing and correcting satellite images.
Okay, so you don't actually have satellites yourself. This is just the software. And why do we need the software? Is it that different than taking regular photographs?
Well, you have to remember the satellite is actually taking pictures of the Earth from about 600 kilometers away.
Okay.
So there's a lot of problems. First of all, there's a lot of distortions because of the terrain and the viewing angles.
Because of the curvature of the Earth?
Partly the curvature of the Earth. A lot of it has to do with the elevation. You have a mountain in the way, it makes a distortion.
Right.
There's clouds. Lighting can change as well because of the time of day.
Sure.
And even the time of year. And not only that, when you take a picture of the Earth, they're only actually taking a little tiny piece of the Earth at a time.
Right.
Maybe 60 kilometers on a side.
Yeah.
And it can take maybe a couple of years before you can build up a picture of an entire continent.
Huh.
And, of course, all of the pictures were taken at different times of the year. And so when you stitch them all together, not only can they not fit together on the sides, they have a lot of different colors.
Right. Now, your main offices are over here in Gatineau. How did you become the developer of such software? You would think somebody who's more involved in, I don't know, maybe defense contracting or something like that might be doing that sort of thing.
Well, actually, that's a very good question. Firstly, we've been around for 28 years. We've been right at the beginning when there was only a few satellites up there. And by the way, there's actually about 50 to 80 remote sensing satellites in the air right now.
Wow.
In space.
Yeah.
And there's another 100 to 150 coming in the next decade.
Wow.
So it's really burgeoning.
Yeah.
But we've been around a long time. And one of the reasons we're here in Ottawa, and actually in Toronto as well, is that the Canada Centre for Remote Sensing 30 years ago.
Okay.
And so we were a commercial venture to service those types of satellites that were coming up.
Gotcha. Now, everybody knows Google Earth or has seen Google Earth. How does your product differ, the output of your product differ from something like that?
Well, actually, it doesn't. Quite a lot of the images in Google Earth were processed with our software.
Oh, okay.
Who are some of your clients around the world?
We actually have thousands of clients. We're pretty much in every country in the world.
Right.
Every country likes to actually process its own satellite images for itself.
Oh.
And so they have to buy software from somewhere.
Right.
You name the country, we're probably in it somewhere.
So by countries, you mean governments are doing this? Or?
Governments do it, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Military organizations often will do this as well,
Okay.
though not necessarily with the spy satellites, but they also use commercial data sometimes.
Right.
Then we would be in there. Universities very much are interested in doing research that way. Agriculture, mining, forestry.
Cool.
Mapping agencies.
Right.
Everybody is using this stuff.
Very good. It's David Stanley. He's with Geomatics here in Gatineau, and we'll leave you with a final question this morning on the Live 88.5 Startup.
You said you've seen some great pictures, but what is the best picture you personally ever took?
Actually, surprisingly enough, I love buying digital cameras because I love the technology, but I never really take a lot of pictures. I always seem to be much happier being fiddling around with the pictures from space.
No. You buy cameras
I'm a technology nut.
You buy cameras and don't use them?
Well, you take a few pictures, you fiddle with the nice little, LCD parts, and then be impressed with the new resolution, and then I sort of forget to take it with me. The batteries run out. But I'm always keen to buy the next one.
Good for you. Pleasure talking with you, David. Thanks for telling us about this.
You're welcome.